14-year-old Lara was having winter holidays in which she stayed up till late night every day. To pass time at night, she used to listen to new online games every day and play them throughout the night. Searching for a game like this one night, he came to know about a horror game whose name was the Bath Game. She had never heard of this game, and hence she became very excited about this game. The rules of that game were written in bold letters, and below it, it was also written that if a player leaves the game without finishing it, he will be haunted by an evil spirit named Daruma-san for the rest of his life. Lara waited for her parents to sleep and locked the window and door of her room as soon as they slept. According to the first step of the game, she took off her clothes and went to the washroom and started changing in her bathtub. She switched off all the lights and closed her eyes and sat inside the bathtub facing the Tad. The second step of the game was to wash her hair while repeating a Japanese mantra over and over again, and Lara started doing the same. While reciting that mantra, she finished washing her hair, and with her eyes closed, she neither heard any sound nor felt anyone's presence in the bathroom. Lara thought the big game was bullshit and was about to open her eyes. Then he heard the sound of someone walking in the bathroom. That hawk became very fast. Suddenly, a woman in white, torn and dirty clothes came in front of him. That thing suddenly fell inside now, due to which his right eye came out after hitting a junk tape and started hanging. A lot of blood started coming out from his eye, and it spread all over the bathtub. Bringing it was horrified by the Navua. She was thinking of opening her eyes, but then she realized the rules of a game and asked the woman, "Did you fall on the top? I.e., why did you fall in the bathtub?" He kept shaking while saying this. According to the game, she came out of the room without using the bathroom. He couldn't believe this. See, Daruma-san's presence has really failed. She became completely numb due to fear. At that time, she felt like running away from her home and going somewhere far away. But if she did not follow the further steps of the game, Daruma-san would always haunt her, so she went to her bed and slept as per the rules. The whole night he felt as if someone was watching him. With great difficulty, he could sleep for a few hours without thinking about that woman. The next morning, after getting some sleep, Lara's mind became refreshed and she started her normal routine. She went to the washroom, she ate food, but as she moved from one place to another, she started feeling someone behind her. But whenever she looked back, there was no one there. That afternoon, Lara's mother took her to the supermarket for shopping. Lara still felt that Daruma-san was following her, and Lara felt that after leaving the house, she would probably be safe. But throughout the journey, he felt as if someone was following him and staying with him. While shopping in the supermarket, her mom went to the other room to buy a series. Lara was shopping for household items in a room when she saw a woman out of the corner of her eye. He immediately looked back, but again, there was no one there. Then Lara turned back to Modi and her heart sank. Instead of luggage, he was holding the severed head of Daruma-san in his hand. She suddenly screamed, and then her mom called her to make the billing counter. When Lara looked again, everything was normal. She had only normal grocery items in her hand. She was very nervous, but she calmed her mind and went to the billing counter. At the time of building, her mother was making the payments and Lara was paying respect to her mother. Then he saw the same woman standing in the corner, Daruma-san. Instead of one of his eyes, there was now a hole. Before Lara could do anything, the woman came very close to her. Then Lara remembered a ball rule and shouted this word in Torah and ran out of the supermarket. Her mom left the billing and ran after her and started asking Lara the reason for her behavior. But Lara, who was now trembling with fear, couldn't answer my mom. His mom quickly put him in the car and took him home. But on the way back, Lara kept seeing Asen following her car. Lala's nervousness increased further because as the speed of the car increased, her mother started coming closer to her. As soon as they reached home, a crying Lara started shouting Rame Torah and she ran away from the car and went inside the house. Now Lara started running feverishly due to fear and she started screaming incessantly and hiding in different rooms, avoiding the door of the house. What had started as a horror game had now become for Lara the scariest experience of her life. Lara decided that now she will take an action to face Daruma-san by saying Katie according to the last step, which will end the game. But now whenever Lara turned to face Daruma-san and said bite, the idol of Daruma-san would disappear from there. Lara's head was now bursting with fear and her parents could not bear to see her madness. He gave her sleeping pills and made her lie down on the bed and did not leave her room until then, unless she fell asleep. When Lara woke up, she was in her bathtub. She suddenly felt that someone was holding her, and when she looked back, Daruma-san was holding her with her hands, and she was laughing loudly. Lara cut the ball to end the ball, or according to the rules of the game, Daruma-san's soul should have disappeared from there. But Darum started laughing easily and loudly. Then Lara stopped breathing. She started feeling as if she was drowning in the water. Lara's eyes closed as she started drowning. When her eyes opened again, she was in her bedroom with her mom and was completely sweaty. Then Laura looked at the clock, which read 12:30 a.m., meaning the next day had started and Laura had failed to finish the game on time. Waving. Seeing this, she started crying out of fear and hugged her mother tightly. From that day onwards, Lara started having a dream every night in which Darum Aeson was beating her by immersing her in water, and then one day the news came that Lara has died, and his dead body was found floating in his own bathtub. Later, everyone came to know about the game when Laura's mom saw her diary. Lara had written everything in it. Would you like to play such a game? Please let us know in the comments. How did you like this story? If you liked this video, then subscribe to Haunted Teller channel for more such heart-wrenching horror stories.